So did you get chance to prepare?
Yeah, for Docker, I prepared a document.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Just it got one page. That's it.
That's fine.
Like what is Docker? What are the uses? Why we
Okay.
use?
Okay. Okay. Yes. Let me. Did I share screen?
No, no, no.
Not it. Okay. Let me. Is it visible?
Mm.
1 second. 1 second.
Sorry.
Yeah. So how is your experience in night shifts?
Too scary.
Is it? It's too
Yeah, I mean,
hard. Yeah. It's really too hard to.
this is my first shift,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I'm not about to sleep in the morning. I'm
Yeah.
trying,
Hmm.
and from yesterday, I'm feeling some digestive issues also.
Oh yeah. It happens. Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I just need to change my diet, I guess. It's
Yeah. Yeah. You have to habituate, or else you have to change your plan. Okay. So. Um, So previous class we have discussed about what is Docker, what is architecture, what is image, what is container. Okay, our
mm,
own container. Okay, using Docker image as
mm,
we pulled from Docker Hub, and on top of that image we have created our own container, right? So
mm,
we have seen all these things, and also I have given you some commands. So you know that what is Docker image, Docker container, Docker PS, and all, right? So I would like to give you a brief more about Docker. So Docker, so we have three ways. Okay, we
okay.
can create. Oh my goodness, three ways. Why it is going like this? 1 second. So first we can create using Docker Hub. We can create the images using Docker Hub. 1 second. Okay. So three ways we can create the images. One is Docker Hub from Docker Hub. Okay.
Okay.
The second one is so we can get the image from our own container. We can get the image from I'm writing, but after writing, it's getting. It's okay. Let me try to. Okay. And next one is the third one is.
Are you erasing it?
No, I'm not erasing it. Automatically, it's happening. Okay. I think this is an issue. I think I need to upgrade it. Hmm. Third one, try to understand second one. We can get the image
From
from our own container. Okay. The third one is Docker file. Okay.
hmm.
Three ways. We can create three ways. Better I should avoid this. Oh, okay. I'll use this only. I think this is not good, but still I have to try what else I have to do. Okay. All right. Docker. This is not well. Anyway, let's try. One is from Docker Hub.
Hmm.
Docker Hub. We can pull from Docker Hub. Second one is we can get the image from our own OWN container. Okay, these three ways we will see. Okay, next
Okay.
to Docker file. Okay, Docker file, right? So
Yeah.
how we can do all these things? Okay, the
We
first
tried
one.
using Docker Hub.
Yes, we already
Already we did.
tried. You know that
Yeah.
we have seen. So there are some softwares in Docker Hub from which we can pull the image, right? We can pull the image on top of your base machine. Just pull the image, right? Example Ubuntu. Okay, you can pull the image and you can get the image. On top of that image, you can create the containers. This is one way. Okay. The
Hmm.
second way is we can create our own container. Okay. So first existed image on top of Ubuntu. Okay. On top of Ubuntu, we can create our container, one container. Okay. Example, that container is LK Cloud Tech. LK Cloud Tech container. This is a container name. By
Okay.
using it, we have to commit it. Okay. We'll commit it. Okay. So we'll create one image. Okay. Own image. On top of this, we'll create one more container. Okay. We'll see this. And third one is Docker file. Okay. What is Docker file? You know already. There is a text file. Okay. You can write your all instructions here. So from which we can create our own image. Okay. From on top of this image, we can create the containers. We'll see that one by one. Okay.
Okay.
First one you have seen already. So let us already we have already the first one, you know, already we have already pulled image from the Docker Hub and we have created image. On top of that image, we have created our own containers and all, right?
Yeah.
Second one we'll see. Okay, maybe it is existed. Okay, right. So first, okay, so I'm going to create a container, okay, using Ubuntu. So let's write Docker run hyphen it hyphen name. Okay, LK Cloud Tech, this is Tech hyphen container one. Okay, this is my container name. Okay, on Ubuntu image. Okay, Ubuntu image bin bash. Okay, if you don't have a Ubuntu image, it will pull. Okay, it will create your container. So what it will do? So what is the use of this command? Tell me.
Like to run the container using Ubuntu images.
So which means if you want to create only container, you just use Docker
Na-
create container. That's it.
yeah, yeah,
But if you run the container, it will create the container and it will execute the container.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, this is what the difference. Okay,
Got it.
so let me run this. Enter. Okay. This is a this good error actually. This is important error. Just see this
Error response from
error
failed to
response from
create
the daemon
task
failed, which
container.
means you need to start the Docker.
Okay.
Docker start. So because first time I'm doing this. Okay.
Got it.
So what is the command? Service Docker start. I think so. Service. See redirecting. So now let's run the same command. Now it will execute. See this? This is container ID. Okay. This is a
Again, we
conflict
got some
because
error,
already
right?
it is there. Let me change the name. Okay. Container. I'll make I'll make full name. Container one. See this? What is this? The response failed. Create task for failed to create the sim task. Service Docker status. It is active. That's fine. Okay. So Docker run hyphen it hyphen name hyphen name. That's fine. Ubuntu. Okay. Bin bash. Okay. So BASH is spelling wrong. Okay. This is spelling wrong. Now let
Yeah.
me try to run. See this error response from daemon conflict. The name again issue. So let me change this with a different name. Okay. LK calculate hyphen container. Okay. Yeah. No. You see this? Where are you now?
In the container itself.
Inside the container. You are inside the container right now. Okay. So in this, what I will do is now let's do one thing. Let me check here. What are ls? Yeah, you are inside the container. These files are related to your container files. Okay. Let me go inside the temp file. Okay, I'll go. I'm just choosing. If you want to create your own directory, you can go. I'm just choosing temp directory for testing. I'll use temp. Okay, cd
Okay.
temp. Okay, I'm just inside a. Let's see ls. Nothing is there. Okay, so in this, I'm going to create a file. Okay, so what I can write here. Yes, I'll do one thing. Cat. Okay, I'll write here. File name is my file. Okay, my file. Okay, let me use this file name. In this, I'm going to write hello Lokesh. Hello. Let me use some respect, Mr. Lokesh. I'm just keeping something here. Okay,
Okay.
and welcome to LK Cloud Tech. Something. Okay,
Okay.
that's it. Okay, you exited. Let me check. Cat my file. Right? Got it. See this?
Yeah.
Content is there inside. Okay? ls. You see this? My file. Cat
Okay.
My file.
My fault.
Something is there. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, I kept inside. So now you can see Docker diff. What is the use of Docker diff? So let
I don't
last time we
remember.
have used Docker diff, not here. I'll tell you. I will exit from here later. So then we will see that. Okay. So what is the use
Okay.
of Docker diff? Exit. I will exit. Okay. Docker um, Docker container ls-a. So what is our container current container name? LK Cloud Tech something, right?
My file.
No, no, that
Mean
is
that's
file
file
name.
name.
That
The
is file name.
container name is.
Just now we created, right? I want to find that. I think this is the one, right? 21
Hmm.
seconds ago. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
LK Cloud Tech container 2. Okay, this is the one.
Okay.
So I want to check Docker, DOCK, Docker diff. Okay. Let me use container this LK Cloud Tech, CLY Cloud, TSH Tech, hyphen, container
Container 2.
2. Okay. Okay. Let me use proper command. DOCK here, DAFF, LK, CLOU. Oh, spelling wrong. Okay. No
Hmm.
D. Okay. This is what there. You see the changes? So I have shown this last time we have done.
Yeah, yeah.
Diff
We have
means,
seen it.
what is the meaning of diff? Diff means difference. Docker
Okay.
differences. What are the changes you have done on top of this container? Okay. First, temp directory you created, which means changes. You added something my file, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, in root. So and also there is some history got created. Dot something dot bash history in root directory. Okay. So this intern it is happened automatically. I did not create anything. A means add. C means change. If you want to see the changes, what are the major changes? If you can come here and check. Okay. That is the purpose. That's all. Next. Let's do one thing now. Um, what I will do is I will commit. Okay. Now what I'm doing Docker commit. Okay. What is the container name? This is a container copied. Copy. Okay. And image. Lokesh image. We don't have this image. Control C. Let me check. Docker images. You see this? Did you find any image with the Lokesh name? No, right? Rakesh, you see this in the
Yeah,
images.
yeah. No.
There is no any image related to Lokesh name. Correct?
Yeah.
So here you
Yeah.
try to understand. What I have done is, let me create first, and after that I'll explain. Okay, Docker diff is done. Okay. Now I'll do one thing. I'm just do commit. I'll do commit changes. Okay, Docker commit. Um, what is the container? Forgot it again. I think this I will copy. Okay. Okay. Control C. Docker commit. Okay. Docker commit container name and your custom image. Lokesh image one. I'll keep like this, or I'll keep only location image. Enter. You see this? Something got created. Okay. Now you see Lokesh. See, sorry, Docker images. You see this? Did you find any image related to Lokesh? Please check. Help me.
Yeah. Location is the first.
The first. So now try
Hmm.
to explain you better. I will explain you here. I think this should work here. Otherwise, I can't explain here. Okay. So first, what I have done. So first I have taken Ubuntu image. Clear?
Mm.
Using this, I have used run. Okay, I have created a container called LK Cloud Tech something container 2. Is it correct?
Yeah.
I kept some file here. Temp directory, I kept some file called my file. Okay.
Okay.
So I have committed this. I have committed to so and so image. Oh,
Okay.
goodness, it is not working properly. So let me explain again where other place, different place. Useless thing this one. Okay, I'll try to explain here. Rakesh, if you don't understand, please try to ask me.
Yeah.
Don't say okay for everything. Okay. So
Okay.
first, actually, by using docker run command, so we have created. Okay, why it is not that much thick? Okay, yeah, using Ubuntu. Okay, I have created a container. Clear? I
Mm.
have created a container called LK Cloud Tech Container 2. This is our container name, correct?
Okay.
In this container, I have used some directory called temp. In this, I mentioned my file. Okay. In this my file, I have written something. Hi, hello, Mr. Lokesh. Something clear.
Okay.
Okay. After this, I committed. I committed. Okay. I committed. Okay. And using this commit, it got created one image. That image called as Lokesh image. Okay. So
Mm.
now this steps has been done. First we have taken, what is a command that, tell me? Earlier you try to understand this command. Docker run, sorry, run hyphen it
Hyphen IT.
hyphen
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 hyphen name.
name LK
Cloud.
cloud tech. Okay. So maybe this spelling got wrong actually in that.
Mm.
Ubuntu. Okay, bin
Bin
bash.
bash.
This is actually command. So
Mm.
whenever I executed this LK Cloud Tech container, okay, container 2
Mm.
got created here, right?
Mm.
And also
Yeah.
created at the same time Ubuntu image. On top of this Ubuntu image might not existed. If it is existed, it will take existed image. If not existed, it will take from the Ubuntu. It will pull itself. Clear?
Okay.
So this is Ubuntu image, okay, and this is container which we created. Inside this we kept my file, okay. The temp directory, inside the temp directory I kept my file. Inside some content I placed. Clear?
Okay.
So
Okay.
from which, so I committed after creating all these things. I committed. What is a commit? What is the meaning of commit?
Like saving.
Yeah, it's a kind of, okay,
Yeah.
using commit it will create, okay, it will create image. Why? Here while we are committing this, I have used a command. Okay, what is the command that I will write here? Docker commit. Okay, docker commit container name. This is a container.
Okay.
Okay, LK cloud tech container 2, right? And also
Yeah.
I have used my own image called Lokesh image. I have created my own image using this command. Okay. So this is this till here we have done. So now after this, what I will do is I will create a container. Oh goodness. I'll create a container. Okay.
Mm.
This container called as Rakesh container maybe two. Okay. I'll create this
Okay.
container. Okay. You understood? Inside this, let's see whether these files are existed or not. Let's see. Okay, let me create a container now. What is the command? Okay, what is that? Try to understand. Okay, docker. Oh my goodness, again. So now what I'm doing is, now I'm creating a new container called Rakesh container 2. Okay, on top
Okay.
of this image. Clear.
Mm.
Docker run hyphen it
IT.
hyphen hyphen name. What is
Okay.
the name? Rakesh
That
hyphen container
container.
2. I think maybe if it is exist again, it will conflict. Okay.
Okay. And
So,
location
and
is
what is the image? Lokesh.
Lokesh.
I don't. What is that image?
Location
Lokesh.
is
I forgot images. Image. Docker images. Docker images. Okay. Lokesh image. Ah? Okay, fine.
mm.
So let me run the same Lokesh image. Okay. So after that,
Mm.
what I have to mention? Bin bash. Clearly understood or what? So
Yeah.
where I am now, inside the container.
Rakesh container.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see ls cd temp ls. You see this my file. Did
Yeah.
I created my file here?
No, we created from Lokesh container. There
So this
we
content, we got
we
this
put
content. Why? Tell me.
we we created this file in Lokesh container. From there we created image into Rakesh container. That's why the file also
So
transferred.
this is how softwares we can able to transfer. Okay.
Okay.
For example, if I
Mm.
keep 100 softwares, that will
Mm.
without any affecting this 100 software, we can able to transfer in on top of this image. Clear?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
using this command, you have created LK Cloud Tech container. In this
Mm.
container, you kept some softwares. This
Okay.
softwares you committed to somewhere on top of this custom image called as Lokesh image. Okay. On top of this image, again you created one more container called Rakesh container. Once, whenever you create this container itself, only you can able to see this files. Otherwise, you can't see. On top of this image, you can't see the files.
Mm.
Applications and files will be there in container.
Got
Clear?
it. Yeah.
Okay. So whenever you create this container on top of this Rakesh container only, so you could see the content of Lokesh container. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So that's how we have done. Okay. So now what I will do is um okay. So this is how. So what is the way? So what we have done? Tell me.
So basically, in Cloud Tech, we ran a Ubuntu image. In that image, we created a my file with the content.
Hmm.
So from there, we committed to a custom image called Lokesh,
Hmm.
and we created another container. In that container, we ran the Lokesh image. So that's how the my file got transferred from the Cloud Tech container to Rakesh container.
So this is actually command. Clear? So using
Yeah.
this command, so what happened? This Ubuntu, okay, using this Ubuntu image got created along with this command. Okay, along with this command, two things are happening. One image is creating, clear. On top of this image, one container is creating. This container called as this one. Okay, LK Cloud Tech container 2. Okay, so we kept some files in temp directory. Okay, that file called as my file. In this my file, something called, I kept some content is hello Lokesh. Okay, after this, okay, after this I have committed. Okay, I have committed. What is the command I have used for commit? Docker docker commit. Okay, what container I am using? LK cloud tech 2.
Mm.
Okay, and I am creating custom image called
So
Lokesh.
here we created a new image, right?
Yes, here we are creating new image. Okay,
Okay.
this is new image, Lokesh image. This is not existed. We are creating Lokesh
Mm.
image here. Okay,
Okay.
after
Mm.
creating this Lokesh image, what I have done is I have created my own container. That container called as Rakesh container 2 something. Okay,
Okay.
whenever you create this container, you will see all the files here. Clear?
Mm. Yeah.
So this is second method. Okay, the next method is docker file. Okay, docker file. This is important. Using docker file. So you are using command actually, you docker in small letter, right? Okay, so but whenever you use somewhere docker file, if you see somewhere docker file, that should be capital D. D must be capital. Docker file, in this docker file, D must be capital. Clear?
Yeah.
So what is docker file? A docker file is a text file.
Okay.
It is a text file. Okay, so
Mm.
that contains a set of instructions.
Okay.
A set of instruction to build docker image. So our intention, using docker hub, using container, using docker file, three ways our intention is to create a generate image only. Okay, by
Okay.
using docker container, we have created a image called Lokesh image. Clear? On top of Lokesh image, we have created our own container called Rakesh container. Okay, from this
Okay.
docker file also you can create the image. Okay, so it
Yeah.
acts like a recipe for container. Okay, creating a container or defining what software should be installed, how the container should behave, and what files should contain. Okay, this is a text file that contains a set of instructions to build docker image. Sorry. So this is, you can remember like this. Okay. So any doubt? You understood?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can stop me and ask me if you have any doubt. Using docker file. Docker file is a just text file. In
Yeah.
this
I
text
understood
file,
that. Like,
yeah,
yeah, it has all the steps to
yeah, we'll
create
write
a.
some instructions like this. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll write some instructions and we will build it. We will execute
Mm.
this file like a shell scripting kind of. Not exactly
Okay.
same, but it's, you can take it as an example. Okay, you will build this. You will build this command. Build this
Okay.
file. This file name called docker file.
Okay.
Clear? If you build this, it will create one image, xyz image. On top of that image, again you can create the container. Okay, so that's how we can do. Okay, before going to this, we have some instructions. From instruction, okay, run
Mm.
instruction, copy instruction, copy, and add
Okay.
instruction. You need to observe that everything is capital letters only. The instructions must be in capital letter. Okay,
Okay.
and you can say environment variables env, expose ports. Okay, like this we have all these are all called instructions. This is, you need to keep this word term, this terminology. Okay, something you should, if somebody asks what are the things are there in docker file, in the sense you must say instruction, set of instructions. From instruction, run instruction, copy, add, env, expose. So now what is from? What is general meaning of from? Somewhere,
Like
from here to there, there to here. So if I want to get book, I will get book from my friend. You can say like that also, right? From, in the sense you
yeah,
will get something from this. You will get, which means specify the base image. You will get the image. You will get the image from somewhere. Example, ubuntu. Okay, ubuntu, you are specifying something. You are specifying the base image, which image you are trying to use in this docker file. Clear?
yeah.
Run means, what is run? Generally run, in the sense, why we are using run in docker commands? It executes the command. It executes the commands in the container. Okay, execute the command. Okay, next, what is copy? It will copy the files. It will copy the files from the host image. Example, this is EC2 instance. Okay, on top of docker is there. Okay, this is a container. Clear?
Okay,
Okay, there are some files in my host machine. I want to copy my host to local machine or host machine. From here I want to copy to container here. So you can use copy instruction. What is add? Add means, for example, I have 1,000 files. If you able to copy these 1,000 files, what will happen? File might get missed or clumsy or break. Anything will happen. You can't copy this. You can't copy. If one file is okay, some files are okay, but in this case, 1,000 or 100 files, if you have bunch of files, you should not use copy. You can use add. So this add command also will do the same work. Whatever copy will do, add also will do, but add extra thing will do. What add will do is, it is similar to copy, but it supports remote URL, achieving unpacking like a tar.gz. Okay, for example, I kept this 1,000 files, I compressed, I kept in tar.z. Example, Rakesh. Okay, dot tar.gz. In this 1,000 files are there. So in this case, what I will do is, I will use add. If I used add, what happens? Whenever it executes, it will unpack it. It will unpack it and it will copy. Example, I will use something, right? Example, these files are there. Okay, here I mentioned here Rakesh tar.gz. So what happens if you use add? It will copy, and also it will unpack it, and it will give Rakesh. Inside this folder you will see 1,000 files. Clear? You understood?
yeah.
Right? So next, what is this? Env, environment files. Environment file defines the environmental variables. Okay,
Mm,
environment variables will be there. It will define the environment variable. That's it. Expose, in the sense, it will listen the ports 8080 like this. Okay,
okay,
5000, something like this. You have to specify the ports here. Clear?
okay.
This is enough now so far.
Mm,
Okay, so now what we will do is, we will write some docker file. In this docker file, you need to make this folder called file called docker file. Okay, this is a file name. Inside this file, we'll write some set of instructions here. Okay, we'll
okay.
keep some file temp. Okay, inside this temp you can keep the files, like you can do like that also. Okay, so let's do.
Mm.
Okay, let's create docker file. Exit. Maybe it is exited already. What is the time now? You hurry?
No, at 9:30.
If you want to go 9:30, let's whatever. Okay, if it is finished, I can complete till 9:30. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I want to create vi docker file. This is your file name, docker file. Enter. So you have to write here. Okay. From first instruction is I. First first instruction is from. So where I'm taking Ubuntu. So I don't want to use more complex. I'm just using the small thing. Okay. Later
Okay.
you must understand one by one. Okay. So I'm going to keep run in the sense I want to run something. Okay.
Mm.
Echo. I'll keep here something. Hello, Mr. Lokesh. Um, welcome. LK Cloud Tech. Don't think anything. Just I'm just putting it randomly. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm keeping. I want to use path temp um, test file. Okay. So this is
Mm.
my test file something. Okay. Test docker file something like this. Okay, I want to keep this name because actually we don't have, it is not existed in our host machine, right? So it should create clear. So
Yeah.
if you run instructions, okay, so here from in the sense it is taking base image, you are mentioning image, what image you want to keep, you can keep this image, clear. For
Okay.
example, I want to use Linux, you can keep Linux also. Okay, if you want to keep Red Hat, you can keep. If you want to keep Suzy, your wish. Okay, so now, so this is the way. Okay, so now this test file will get created. Okay, now what we need to do is just we build this. Okay, just we build it. I want to save this first. WQ, right? ls, see this, cat docker file, see this is the content.
Okay.
This is the content. Okay, let me so I kept this two instructions only, or one is from and another one is run. Okay,
Okay.
so now I want to build this. Okay, docker command, just keep in mind, docker build, build, build hyphen t. Okay, what is t? Hmm?
Uh,
T means tag in this
okay.
case. Okay, t means tag, hyphen t, test. Okay, next dot in this directory. Okay, so what should I do? Test file or test what? Test file, right? What I mentioned? Okay, let me do one thing. So I mentioned here some test like this. Let me check. Okay, so enter. Dot means current directory. Okay,
Okay.
enter. You see this? Docker file executed.
Mm.
So what it will do when you press enter? You got actually first, what is that? Ubuntu, on top of Ubuntu, something got executed. This file is created in so and so directory, tempo test file directory.
Okay.
Okay, and some image created. Okay, so
Mm.
also naming docker.io in this library, some test got created.
Okay.
Okay, successfully done, right? So now,
Yeah. Now, where we created this image
so
now?
I'll show you that. I'll show you that.
Okay.
Okay, so let me see the images, docker images, docker images. You see this? Can you find anything extra new one?
Mm.
Whenever you mention here test with the test name, image got created, clear.
Mm.
You build it. Okay, this tag, nothing else, whatever tag
We
is
build
there.
it using the test file, which contains to all the things to create an image.
Yeah,
That's it.
whatever the thing is there, using docker file. Docker file is actually default file for the docker file, clear. Okay,
Okay.
so docker file, actually I did not mention any docker file here because I mentioned dot in the sense it has taken automatically in current directory, actually without dot, I should mention docker file here. Clear?
Okay.
Actually I should mention like this, docker file. I should mention like this, but I did not
Mm.
mention docker file. Instead of this I mentioned dot. Dot means current directory. Current directory, what it is there, docker file is already there. What it will build, it will build only docker file. Correct?
Okay.
So in our case, you see this, how many files are there, docker files, only one docker file is there. If you execute it, if you build it, only it will build docker file, because whenever you build, if you mention build, it will search docker file only. Clear?
Yeah.
Docker file is actually default file. If you keep anything in docker file, it will execute. Whenever you build it, it will execute the docker file. Inside docker file, what we have mentioned, whatever we mentioned, doesn't matter, it will be executed. Okay. But while I am actually creating this docker build, while I'm executing docker build, this is actually command. Docker build is a command. Hyphen t means this is a tag. The image name which will be created with this name test. Okay. Docker file, instead of using docker file name, I just use dot. That's it. Dot means current directory. If you want, you can do it. Okay. I can use
Yeah.
I can use docker file also. Docker file. You see this. What is this? Unable to prepare context. Docker default. Maybe. One second. Okay. Maybe. Dot with the dot. Okay. Current directory. It is taking directly with the current directory. Okay. I'll check this later. Okay. So images with the Docker images. Docker images. It should work, Rakesh. Okay. If you
Mm.
use Docker file also, it should work. Okay. So test, we it got created, right? Test image got created. Okay.
Yeah.
What we will do is, let me explain here. In this, I have created like this, right? Something
Mm.
I mentioned here, but so I used build. Okay. After build, what we have created, test. Test is an image, right?
Yeah.
We created one image called test. On top of this test, we'll create a container. What container? Rakesh test container one. We'll keep like this, okay? Right?
Mm.
So ls. So sorry. So what is Docker images? Docker images.
Images.
Okay,
Test.
these are images. And on top of this, I have to create a container. Can you please tell me the container, while you want to create a container using already existed image? What is the command? Docker
Docker run
uh,
hyphen t hyphen name
hyphen it.
hyphen it hyphen name.
What is the name?
Uh, we can give any Docker name like Rakesh test, and the
Mm,
file name is image name is test
okay, image name is
bin
test.
bash.
Bin bash.
Yeah.
Okay, one second.
It will run.
Okay,
It will create
enter.
a
So
container
directly it will go inside the
inside
container.
the container.
ls cd temp ls. What is this? See this?
Mm.
Hello, Mr. Lokesh. So we got this content from where?
From test file.
From here. From Docker file, we mentioned something inside, right?
Yeah.
Inside we mentioned something. Hello, Mr. Lokesh. Welcome, LK Cloud Tech. Something we build after that on top of this test. Something is there. That test we after creating container, Rakesh container, inside we could see using Docker file. We have done all these things. Clear?
Yeah.
This is little complex while you are seeing first time. So when you do the practice, it is easy for you.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
So you have seen the instructions. Okay. With the two instructions, we
Mm.
have built this image. One is from. The other one is run. From we have taken Ubuntu. Okay. Run you have mentioned something which you want to run. Okay. Right.
Mm.
So and again I want to add more. Okay. Exit. Oh sorry. Okay. Let me see Docker file cd doc doc. Oh sorry, that is not file. Va Docker file. Right. So this is the
Yeah.
one which we mentioned. Right.
Yeah.
So I want to mention some more little different other instructions. Okay, the other instruction is env, which means environment. Okay, so I'll keep my name Lokesh. Clear? I want to keep
Okay.
this. Okay, so you know already while we are discussing about shell scripting, we have discussed about environment. Sorry, variables.
Variables. Yeah.
Okay, so what is variable?
So variable is like it stores the value. If we like, if you mention some value to the
The value
one
which
element.
you mentioned, the value will be stored in the variable.
Yeah, variable.
Okay, this is a variable, this is a value. Okay, the
Mm.
variable which stores the value. Correct.
Okay.
So example, PM is there, Modi. Okay, Modi will not
Mm.
be right. PM in the sense everybody, anybody is PM. Okay, for
Yeah.
example, 20 years back PM was there, right?
Yeah.
20 years back he might have passed some GOs. Okay, which
Yeah.
means that will be maybe 2000, maybe 2000 year in that time Vajpayee I think was a PM, but he
Yeah.
that will not be, that GO will not be on top of Vajpayee name, that will be on PMO, PM office. Okay, might
Mm.
be prime minister's changes, but GOs will not change until unless amendment gets. Okay, if
Yeah.
instead of using Vajpayee, okay, Vajpayee, so they might have used PM. For example, okay, so example, something like this. For example, thousand places. If I want to keep Vajpayee, 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 is it possible? Okay, for example, Modi. Okay, Modi. If I want to keep always Modi, Modi like that, so you can keep. But if you want to changes happens, that is actually difficult. Okay, if you use variables, okay, PM equal to Modi. I can keep like this, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you want to replace it, you can replace with other name XYZ, correct? So
Okay.
all the places, whenever you changes XY, it will be replaced with the XYZ, correct?
Yeah.
Same way, so this environment variables also like that. Okay. If we use my name, okay, here, my name, if I use my name, now in this case, Lokesh, okay. So wherever I use my name, Lokesh will display. Clear? So for that
Okay.
purpose, just this is the example purpose I mentioned here. So in real time, you'll use environment variables. Okay, you understood? So I'll
Yeah.
keep copy. Oh, sorry, copy. Copy means it is an instruction. Okay. Copy. What I can mention here. Mm, so I'll do one thing. I'll create one test file. Okay, test file. Um, I'll keep some test file one in temp directory. Okay, and this is what I will do. Okay, so maybe 16 minutes, 4 minutes left. How much time left? 15 minutes left, right, for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll also add instruction. So I'll use test dot tar.zz. Okay, so I'm mentioning it, but it is not available in my local machine or host machine. Okay, I want to create this. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, temp tmp. So what I'm trying to say is, if it is works, I would have explained here itself on top of the screen. So first, this is Docker file. Clear. In this Docker file, I'll mention the instructions clearly. Okay. Based on image, it will create the containers. Okay, it will create the image. On top of this image, it will create the container. Clear. So
Mm.
whenever, so example, my local machine, this is actually EC2 instance. It is not working, man. Okay, this is
Mm.
EC2. I'll keep here test file 1. Goodness. Okay, I don't want to use because no time, right? So let me close this. Okay, I'll create it. So this is actually Docker. So here my base machine is there. On top of my base machine only Docker is there, right? So
Yeah.
in this one file is there. That file is actually test file 1. Okay, this is
Yeah.
inside EC2 machine. Okay, so my EC2 machine. So and also I'll keep other file called test dot tar dot gz. Okay, this is for copy. This is for copy purpose. This is for add purpose. I'm using. I have created. Clear? You understood?
Yeah.
To test
Yeah.
my instructions. So I'll go. Let me save this WQ. I'm not executing it. Just keep. I just kept like this. ls. Nothing is there, right?
Mm.
Okay. I want to create a file called test file. Touch test file 1. Okay. That's it. This is empty. Okay. And I'll also create a directory called cd. Oh, sorry. mkdir mkdir hyphen p. So whenever you use recursive, I'll use like this: directory A, okay, directory B, directory C, something like this. If you want to create multiple, so you have to use like this. Clear?
Okay.
Enter. So got created. Again, I'll create touch file 1. Oh, sorry, where I am creating this? ls. What is this? Where I am creating? Touch file 1. Okay. Okay, let me go cd ls hyphen a ls. Okay, let me do it again. File 1 got test file 1 got created. That's fine. Now, um, test file 1, okay, but test is not there, right? cd test not there, not there. So mkdir uh, where I have created something, but where is that directory? Not there. Where it has gone? Let me create again then.
In
Just I'm
Docker file, I
creating.
guess.
Huh? No,
In
no, no.
Docker
On
file.
top of my root machine only, I'm doing it actually, but some I don't know where it has gone.
Okay.
Okay, so that's fine. So my intention is actually I want to create in. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me create mkdir test. So this is actually file. Okay. So in this test, I'm going to create cd test in this mkdir file inside the folder. Okay. Hyphen p Directory A, directory B, directory C. Okay, enter. Okay, also created. I don't know whether, let me check. Mkdir, sorry, mkdir hyphen p. Okay, um, no, I don't want to this. I'll do one thing. I'll create the files. Touch file 1, file 2, file 3. Already I have created directories, right? Again, that's why I'm not creating again. So let me check here, ls. So now it is there.
Yeah.
Okay, but where are the directories? ls hyphen a. Oh, where it has gone, man? Where are the directories?
You go to back from test once.
Cd dot dot. Sorry.
LS is there.
Okay. ls test. Test is there. Inside the test only I have created. Cd test. Inside this only I have created, man. These files are there, but where are the directories? That's what I want. I'll do one thing. Mkdir directories. Manually I'm doing.
Mm.
Okay. Cd dir directories here. Mkdir dir b directory b. Okay. Cd directory b. Next mkdir directory c. Okay. Cd ls cd test. Okay, ls. You see this now? It is fine. Now you can see tree. See this? Now it is there. Earlier, I don't know. iPhone P is not working. Might be. Let me. I need to
Mm.
upgrade system. Okay. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. Not a big deal. Okay.
Mm.
Something which we created. Okay. So now I want to. What I will do is, I want to tar. Okay. CD tar. You know already tar. We have done this. CV ZF. Zip. C means creating verbose.
Creating
Z means zip
zip
folders.
file.
Okay.
Yeah, zip folders.
So I want to keep the name called test dot tar dot zz. Huh? Zz. Okay. This
Mm.
is what with the test. So using this, so once it will be done, so it will create a one test, one clear. So it will
Okay.
create this tar dot. First it will compress. Let me check. You see this?
Mm.
Let me see. ls. See this tar test dot tar dot gz. Whatever the files
Yeah.
are there, that files are in this test only. Okay. These test files are created test dot tar dot gz, which means it is compressed one. Is it correct or wrong?
Yeah.
So I just made one. What I can say? One. I just compressed it. That's it. Okay. So
Yeah.
why I have done this? Because this test file one I have created using copy instruction. I want to copy into this container. This test.tar.gz, whatever it's this one actually it is actually packed one. This packed one, there are a lot more files are there inside this packed. Okay.
Okay.
So it will while it is executing the Docker file, it will extract it. Clear. The add command will extract it. Clearly understood?
Yeah.
So that should done. That should be happen. Okay. So let
Mm.
me run this now. Okay. So what is the command? Docker build
Run.
same. I'm just running same. Docker build
Okay.
hyphen t. I want to use different image. Docker different image. This one.
Okay.
Okay. This is different image and dot. See this? Clear? This is
Mm.
first one is actually it is transferring Docker file. Okay. So the second one is from instruction. Using from instruction, it is taking from library Ubuntu. Ubuntu latest image it has taken, correct? Next, run command. Using run command, it has created something, correct? It is upgrading. The next, copy test file one. You see this? Copy test file one from temp file. Clear?
Yeah.
Next, add test.orders is at all exporting to image. Clear? ls. Sorry, Docker images. See this? Docker image got
Docker
created
miss. Yeah.
with the new image. This is new image. While I'm
Okay.
executing this, I have actually mentioned new image. Docker image. Clear?
Okay. Okay.
So on top of this image, I will create a container. Okay. Can you please help me? Docker
Docker run
run hyphen it.
hyphen it
Container
hyphen
name
name.
called Docker container. Uh,
Before that, we need to give hyphen name.
oh yeah, 100%. Hyphen name, right? Docker container.
Docker container.
That's enough.
Uh,
Docker container.
image name.
What is July, right? July. I'll keep like
Mm.
this. Okay.
Okay.
Next to image name. What is the image?
Uh, next Docker name. Docker image.
This is the image, right?
Mm.
Yeah, we'll take that. No problem. Docker image.
Image.
Spelling check.
Mm.
DOCKERIMAGE. Okay. Next to bin
Fine.
bash. So tell me
In
what
bash.
happens in now.
Now Docker container will July will be
This is not
create
there. Actually, this container is not there. It will create the
not there.
container on top of this existed Docker image. Clear?
Okay.
Enter.
Yeah.
You are inside the Docker. You see
Content.
this? Tempo. CD. Tempo. ls. You see this? Test file.
Yeah.
Test file 1 is there. Where we got actually test file? We have created test file in the EC2 host machine. This has been copied using copy instruction. Clear?
Yeah.
Next we got test. We got test actually earlier when we were used EC2 machine at the time test.r.gz. Okay, while we are executing this Docker build, okay, Docker file execution, when it happens, then it got extracted, unzipped. With unzipped we got, right,
Yeah.
cd test. See this? ls, the all files are there. Clear? Understood? Maybe tree is not
Yeah.
working. Maybe we need to install that. We'll do it later. You clearly understood,
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
right? So do we have time?
Mm.
So let's close.
Yeah. We can close. It's 9:30.
Yeah. So and tomorrow. So I want to create. So now you'll have a question. So Lokesh, you are using Docker file only, but if I have multiple Docker files, what I have to do? This is the question, right?
Mm.
Exit. See ls. See this Docker file you mentioned default. This is fine. You mentioned
Mm.
everything instructions in this Docker file. Okay, but for suppose I have lot of instructions are there, different projects related Docker files. So what if you are telling that you need to use only Docker file, one Docker file as a default? If I want to multiple, if I want to use multiple Docker files, what I have to do? This is the question, right?
Yeah.
Just keep this question in your mind. We'll see tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. Okay. So we'll see tomorrow. We'll connect tomorrow. Let me know your time. So then we can call it accordingly. So we will see that. So this is Docker file
Okay.
is very important for you. So you must learn because you are in DevOps, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Rakesh. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Yeah.
See
Bye.
you tomorrow. Bye.